Hey, what's going on guys? Luis Trevino, and in this video, I'm gonna talk to you about how we got 20 new SWAS clients. If you're not familiar with SWAS, SWAS stands for Software with a Service. In 30 days, this was back in September with Meta Ads. So if you're interested in scaling your SaaS or SWAS or even SMMA, definitely watch this video to the end. Let's dive right in. All right, guys, so it's taken me a while to make another video. I've been hard at work trying to figure this out for you guys because, as you know, I've built out a few different agencies in the past, but one thing that I really wanted to build out our SWAS program. Now, we've done different iterations of this in the past, but it's always been very focused on agency. And so we wanted to build out a SaaS element with a service. That's what SWAS stands for, so software with a service. And so I talk a lot about leveraging database reactivation in this channel. That is definitely a tool that you can implement to help your clients get amazing results right off the bat. And so something that we've always done in our agency is that we bring them in, we do a database reactivation campaign, and then we run Facebook ads to help them generate new leads for their business. And so what we decided to do is that we decided to combine some third-party tools along with Highlevel so that we can sell that as a SaaS/SWAS to prospect, specifically in the medical, aesthetic, and dental space, okay? So the two different third-party tools that we leveraged was UpHex and ZappyChat. Okay, and the overall solution that we're providing for our clients is giving them an easy way for them to run ads using Highlevel, but then at the same time, solving the speed to lead problem that I've always talked about in this channel with AI. And so ZappyChat is a really interesting tool that you can leverage so that you can help your clients install an AI booking assistant, and you can actually book the leads for your clients without them ever having to lift a finger. So it's really interesting. Check out the links below if you want to check those out. And so as I mentioned in the intro, we were able to get 20 new SWAS clients in a very short time period, right? In 30 days. Actually, it was less than that because we did implement our advertising campaign to acquire new clients in the beginning of September, but it wasn't all sunshine and rainbows. We actually had a lot of issues in the very beginning. And then once we were able to solve those issues, then we were able to get those 20 clients really within a 2-week time period, which was just phenomenal for our team. And this is why I love advertising. And actually Hormozi talked about it in his latest book. Yes, you can use a lot of money with advertising, but once you figure it out, then you can make your money back and make it back tenfold very, very fast. And so within those first 2 weeks of us launching that ad campaign, we were losing money, you know? But that is the beauty of advertising. It's just a big math equation. And so when you're able to analyze every single variable of that funnel and reverse engineer it so you can get the desired result you want, all you have to do is just change out those variables until you're happy with the result. And that's exactly what we did. So I'll talk a little bit more about that in a little bit. But I frankly love advertising. That is how I've always grown my agencies. Ever since I figured out how to do advertising to grow my businesses, I've never looked back, okay? I've tried cold DMs, I've tried emails and LinkedIn outreach and all this other stuff. Frankly, I don't like it. You know, I just hate doing it. I know there's ways that you can automate it to just make it a lot faster and easier for yourself. But for me, in my mind, like, look, I'm an advertising agency, so I'm gonna advertise, right? Like, I practice what I preach kind of thing. And so that has just been a way that we've always grown it. And it's just so easy to scale because all you really have to do is just put in the money and then you get money out. And so what was so cool with this ad campaign is that we had some of the best acquisition costs that we've had ever. Like in my career, I've never had acquisition costs that were this low, and I was just extremely excited about it. So I'll throw some cool stats over here in a little bit, but it's just been phenomenal to see that at play. And so I'm gonna kind of break down some of the principles of what we've been doing. And actually, if you are interested, I do have a masterclass where I literally broke down everything. I pull back the curtain and showcase all of the ads, kind of like what the process looked like to help us go from losing money to making the money, right? That's going to be in my school group. I do have a post in there. Go comment in that post, and then I will actually send you the training that I did, because I actually presented this to a coaching program that I'm actually a part of. And so definitely check out the link below if you do want that masterclass. So, all right. So like I said, in September, we decided to go all into SWAS as far as advertising that as part of our agency. So we have an agency that is a high ticket agency. Our retainer starts at $2,500 a month, but we do get a lot of people that just can't afford us, right? So in my market, there's just a lot of people that can't really afford working with an agency like ours. And so, but there's a lot of demand. And so instead of turning down that demand, we decided that we wanted to capitalize on it and implement this SWAS as a solution to really help those clients and help them, get the result that they so desperately need. And so we decided to go all in advertising SWAS. And that actually ended up being a really cool thing, because it actually maximized lead flow. And because of that too, once they get on a sales call with us, our team is actually having that conversation with them and then determining what is going to be the best solution for them. So for some people, that solution might be SaaS or SWAS, or it might just be actually working with us as an agency, as a done-for-you agency, so that we can really help them get those results that they want. And so it just made that having those conversations a lot more simple, and we were actually able to get some agency sales from advertising SWAS, which was really, really cool. And so, as I mentioned earlier, it wasn't all sunshine and rainbows, right? When we first launched the ad, I launched an ad that was very focused on product and price. And so I've learned that strategy from another mentor of mine, Jeff Miller. Definitely, you might already know who Jeff Miller is. Check him out. But that has been something that we have been really pushing in everything that we're doing in B2C side for our clients. So definitely putting up product and price. But one of the things that we did different that definitely really helped us, because at first we were getting a lot of leads, and we implemented a lead gen campaign. Because mind you, this was a campaign that I implemented while I was up in Colorado in the mountains. So it was literally a funnel that I duct taped together, just to say also that your funnels don't have to be extremely complicated, right? You can implement a funnel that is a lot more simple and you can still get results from it. Lead gen ads have a lot of bad rep. We were actually able to get the lowest acquisition cost that we've ever had with a lead gen funnel, which was really amazing to see. And so, you can definitely make it work for yourself if you just know what are the right things to do. And so when we first did this, we implemented that lead gen campaign, and we were getting a lot of leads, less than $25 cost per lead. We were getting booked appointments, but the problem was that people were not showing up to their appointment. And so the first week of us actually running this funnel, we only had a 20% show rate, which was horrible. And it wouldn't have been that bad if our sales team was actually closing people, but we were actually having a sales problem as well. And so that was just not good. And so one of the things that we did to solve that problem was add an outcome to our ads. We kept the product, we kept the price, but we also added the outcome to the ad. And so one of the things that you really need to focus on when you're creating ad campaigns is the outcome. Not so much the features, right? But what is the thing that people want, and really focusing in on that one thing, and that in itself making it a lot more attractive and tangible to your clients, right? And so in my scenario, we tied an outcome and a timeline. So we said, hey, get 10 to 15 new patients every single week, right? So there was an outcome, a very specific outcome, 10 to 15 patients. And then we said within a timeline every single week. And I felt comfortable making that kind of claim because we already have all this data within our agency, and I know what a client needs to spend so that they can get that kind of result. And that in itself definitely improved the show rate. Another thing that we did in the back end was that we actually implemented a little bit more of a filtering process within the checkout page so that we could ultimately, just make sure that people were serious and that people were wanting to show up to the appointment. Okay. And so that was a change that we made, number one. And the good news is that the week after that actually more than doubled our show rate, and it took our show rate from a 20% to a little bit over a 50%. And so that was good. We did end up writing that for quite some time. And so we did week 2 and week 3 were around that show rate range. I think it was like 50 and 51, 52. And then the week after that, I think it went up to 55. And so the last thing that we did to really help us get a way better show rate was improving our thank you page. And the way that we did that was by improving the credibility of our statement, okay? And so let me explain that. And so one of the things that you really have to think about when you're implementing an ad campaign is the believability of it, right? People need to know that whatever claim you make, they actually is believable, that it actually is true, right? And so if your claim is not believable, then people are just not gonna take you up on it, right? And so the way that I like to think about it, and this is what one of my mentors told me one time, is that basically you have to think as if you are a lawyer and you're showing up to court and you need to present your case with all this proof to judge and jury. And it is irrefutable that what you are claiming is true, okay? And so that is essentially how you have to think about it. And so what we ended up doing was that on our thank you page, once somebody scheduled an appointment with us, I actually recorded a video. It was literally, within a 30-minute break that I had, I turned on my camera, I recorded a video of me talking about the amazing opportunity that we had right now with AI and the results that we were getting for our clients. So on top of that, I talked about that opportunity, and then I showcased actual demos of the AI having conversations with people and actually getting those appointments booked, which was just phenomenal. And then the results that the AI was actually getting for our clients, right? And so I highlighted our clients, and then I basically said, if you scroll down below, you will see a bunch of testimonials and reviews of our clients who are talking about, the platform and the software and how it's been changing their lives, right? And so then there's just a lot more testimonials if you scroll down that page so that you could really see for yourself, that what we were claiming was true. And I was super happy to say that actually got our show rate all the way to 60%. And that's been the best show rate we've actually had in a really long time. There's obviously definitely some room for improvement, but we were just extremely ecstatic about that because in our industry, when you're doing advertising, specifically for cold leads and stuff like that, your show rates are around 40% on average, 45, between 40 and 50. And so the fact that we were able to get it beyond that, which has been the highest we've had in a really long time, was a massive win for us, right? The last problem that we had that we needed to solve was sales, right? So I mentioned earlier that we were getting all these leads and we're getting people to show up, but we just weren't really getting sales. Billy, who is my wife and business partner, actually started doing sales so that we could figure out the process and then share that with our sales team. So she went in there within a week of just taking calls. She figured it out. She started getting sales herself, and then she started training our sales team so that we could actually help them get that result, right? And so once you have everything working the way it should be working, then that's where the magic happens. And then all of a sudden you just start getting client after client after client after client. And that's where it just starts getting really, really fun. And so I think the biggest thing when it came to the sales process was really diving into discovery, because it doesn't matter what you're selling. At the end of the day, you have to stop talking, ask the right questions, and hear your clients out, making them feel as if you understand where they're coming from, right? And then once you identified what their problems are, then you presenting your product and service as the solution to solving that problem. And so that was the main thing, just getting deep. And then on top of that, it was the thing that we were trying to solve for was speed to sale, right? And so with advertising, you really want to keep that number in mind and look at what it actually is, because the faster you're able to convert a lead to an actual sale, then the faster you can then take that money, put it back into advertising so that you can continue to acquire more clients, right? And so the faster that turnaround, the better for everybody. And so we were really focusing in on how can we make this a no-brainer? How can we actually get people to say yes on the spot that same day or on the call even, okay? To do that, the key thing was really just asking clients, what are your concerns? Asking them that question and then managing those concerns, right? And really hearing them out and then calling them to action, right? So it's saying like, hey, is there any reason why we wouldn't be able to get started today? Well, it's because all this, and that. Okay, well, so what are your concerns? And then once they tell you their concerns, you can address them. So a simple one a lot of the times is money, right? Well then, so you're telling me, that if this was a little bit more affordable, then you could get started today? And you say, yes or no, right? And so then you keep diving into what their concerns are and breaking that up. But if they say yes to that, then you can make them an offer. And then now they kind of put themselves in a situation where they have to say yes if you solve the concern that they already have. And so that was a big thing for us. We were just really diving into asking good questions. And so what are your concerns? And then part of a good question is calling them to action. Is there a reason we wouldn't be able to get started? So really calling them to action. And so that helped us tremendously. And so hopefully that helps you. So that's pretty much it, guys. I'm gonna be doing a lot more videos as I'm documenting this process for us. Getting sales is great. Keeping clients longer is even better. And so for us, we're building all this out as if we're a new business. And part of that too is me documenting it so that I can share it with you guys. That said, if you want the full breakdown, the whole masterclass that I did, get into my school group and then go to my post, basically just send me a DM and I will send you the training that I did. All right, guys, hopefully you found it insightful. Catch you all next time.